$1.5 billion. Gone, vanished into digital thin air. Not through a Wall Street scam, not through traditional bank robbery, but by an elite shadow unit, operating directly under North Korean military intelligence. This isn't fiction. This isn't a movie plot. This is happening right now. This is crypto warfare, and you're caught in the crossfire whether you know it or not. What I'm about to show you has been deliberately kept from mainstream attention. By the time this video ends, you'll never look at your digital wallet the same way again. Before we dive into the heist that shook the crypto world to its core, you need to understand who we're dealing with. In the shadowy corners of cyberspace, certain names strike fear even among elite security experts. Lazarus isn't just another hacker collective. They're a military division with a budget, training facilities, and direct orders from the highest levels of the North Korean regime. Traced back to Unit 121 of North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau, the Lazarus Group emerged around 2009. Think of them not as hoodie-wearing basement dwellers, but as trained military personnel, whose battlefield is your computer screen. Their resume? The devastating Sony Pictures hack of 2014, erasing thousands of computers and leaking confidential data, all because of a James Franco movie the regime didn't appreciate. The 2017 WannaCry, ransomware that crippled hospitals and businesses across 150 countries. Bangladesh bank cyber-heist, $81 million gone in hours. Western intelligence agencies and cybersecurity firms have tracked their digital fingerprints across dozens of operations. What makes them different? They're not doing this for ideology or fun. They're funding a regime strangled by international sanctions. And here's the terrifying part. Their capabilities are growing. While North Korea struggles to feed its population, their cyber command receives unlimited resources. Why? Because it works. Because it funds the regime. Because no one can stop them. And in 2022, they executed their most audacious operation yet. One that would make previous attacks look like mere practice runs. March 23rd, 2022. A date that should live in infamy in the crypto world, but one that many exchanges would rather you forget. Ronin Network, the Ethereum sidechain powering the popular play-to-earn game Axie Infinity, announced they'd been compromised. Not just compromised, completely ransacked. The hack exploited a critical vulnerability in their validation nodes. In most blockchain systems, multiple validators must approve transactions. That's the whole point of decentralization. But Ronin had only 9 validator nodes. The attackers needed to control 5 to drain the funds. Using sophisticated social engineering, Lazarus Group members posed as recruiters, targeting a senior engineer at Axie Infinity developer Sky Mavis. The fake job offer contained spyware that compromised the company's network. Within days, they controlled enough validator nodes to authorize any transaction they wanted. And what they wanted was everything. 173,600 Ethereum and 25.5 million USDC. At the time, worth over $600 million. Today, with Ethereum's price increases, that single theft would be valued at approximately $1.5 billion. Crypto forensic firms traced the stolen funds as they were laundered through mixers like Tornado Cash, then distributed across dozens of exchanges and wallets. The FBI confirmed what cybersecurity experts already suspected. Lazarus Group's digital fingerprints were all over this operation. Despite blockchain's supposed transparency, despite international law enforcement involvement, despite the scale of the theft, nearly all of the funds remain unrecovered. They've entered the shadow economy of a nuclear-armed dictatorship. This isn't just about video game tokens or digital art. This is about financing a regime that pours resources into weapons development while its people starve. And it's happening through the same blockchain networks that hold your assets. If $1.5 billion were stolen from a major bank, it would dominate headlines for weeks. Congressional hearings would be called. Executives would resign in disgrace. But when the Lazarus Group orchestrated one of the largest heists in financial history, most mainstream media outlets gave it passing mention, if they covered it at all. Why? The troubling answer might lie in who benefits from your ignorance. Major financial institutions have invested billions in blockchain technology. Governments are developing their own digital currencies. Exposing fundamental security flaws in these systems threatens powerful interests. Within days, the story disappeared completely from news cycles. No follow-ups, no investigations, just silence. More disturbing is the pattern of similar attacks receiving the same media treatment. The 2018 Coincheck hack, $530 million stolen. The 2019 Binance breach, $40 million gone. The 2020 KuCoin hack, $280 million, all linked to North Korean operations. All quickly forgotten in public discourse. The question you should be asking isn't why hackers are targeting these exchanges. The question is, why? Doesn't anyone want you to know about it? When cryptocurrency was created, its advocates promised freedom from government control, from banks, from the traditional financial system. What they didn't anticipate was that this same freedom would be weaponized by rogue states. According to UN reports, North Korea has funded approximately 40% of its weapons of mass destruction programs through cryptocurrency theft. Let that sink in. Nearly half of a nuclear missile program funded through digital assets. But North Korea isn't alone. Iran has increasingly turned to crypto mining and theft to evade sanctions. Russian intelligence services have used cryptocurrency to fund influence operations worldwide. Non-state actors like terrorist organizations have embraced cryptocurrency for fundraising. The untraceable nature of certain privacy coins makes them ideal for illicit transactions. The economics are undeniable. A tank costs millions. A fighter jet costs hundreds of millions. A nuclear submarine costs billions. But a team of elite hackers who can steal billions in cryptocurrency, that team might cost just a few $1 million to train and equip. The return on investment is unmatched in military history. You think cryptocurrency means freedom? For these actors, it means funding. Funding for operations that would otherwise be impossible under international sanctions regimes. Every major nation is now developing offensive blockchain capabilities. The question isn't if your crypto assets will be targeted, it's when and by whom. And here's what should really terrify you. The tools and techniques developed by state actors eventually filter down to common criminals. What Lazarus can do today, common thieves will do tomorrow. Now let's bring this home, to your home, specifically, to the devices you're using right now. The average crypto holder has taken some basic security precautions. Maybe you use a hardware wallet. Maybe you've enabled two-factor authentication. Perhaps you're careful about the links you click. But the attackers who compromised billion-dollar exchanges with military-grade security aren't using average techniques. They're using zero-day exploits, vulnerabilities so new that no defense exists yet. Your phone number, vulnerable to SIM swapping attacks where hackers convince your carrier to transfer your number to their device, bypassing two-factor authentication. Your computer clipboard, malware can silently replace crypto addresses you copy with hacker-controlled addresses, sending your funds directly to them. Even hardware wallets aren't immune. Supply chain attacks can compromise devices before they reach you. Every exchange you've registered with, every wallet you've connected to a website, every transaction you've made, they create a digital fingerprint that sophisticated actors can use to target you specifically. The higher your holdings, the bigger target you become. Attackers aren't looking for small fish anymore. They're hunting whales, and they have the sonar to find you. The war isn't coming. It isn't theoretical. It's already in your pocket, on your desk, in your investment portfolio. We've traced the digital battlefield from North Korean cyber command centers to your personal devices. We've exposed the trillion-dollar secret that the financial establishment doesn't want you discussing. You thought cryptocurrency was the revolution, the great equalizer, financial freedom. Perhaps it's just the newest battlefield in a war that's been raging since currencies were first created. A war for financial control, now fought with code instead of cannons. Protect yourself. Use multiple hardware wallets from different manufacturers. Never connect them to internet-enabled devices. Generate keys offline. Use unique passwords for every platform. Enable advanced security features. But also ask yourself the hard questions. Who benefits from your ignorance of these attacks? Why aren't these billion-dollar heists headline news? What aren't you being told about the security of your digital assets? This is just the beginning of our investigation. If you found this information valuable, information you won't get from mainstream sources, hit that subscribe button now. Type wake up in the comments to help push this video through the algorithm censorship. The more engagement, the harder it is for them to bury this information. Next week, we go even deeper. The government already tracks your wallet. Here's how. I'll show you the tools intelligence agencies use to monitor supposedly anonymous blockchain transactions, and how to determine if you're already on their watch list. Remember, in the digital age, ignorance isn't bliss. It's vulnerability. Stay vigilant. Stay informed. I'll see you in the next one.